Gary Gaming TV. Today we are looking at Far Cry Primal. Yes, another Far Cry game. As you would expect, it's Far Cry. It's gorgeous. The map is massive. The landscape is beautiful. There's waterfalls, there's mountains, there's lots of trees, but it is your typical Far Cry. So there's nothing too shocking about that. It just looks even more beautiful than the last Far Cry. So yeah, it's got. So let's go into what it actually is. It is Far Cry 10,000 BC. So you're basically back to being a caveman. Very rudimentary weapons, spears, bows, things like that. So you expect it to be not as fun as the Far Cry's with all the technology, the guns, the planes, the cars, the bombs, the grenades, all that sort of thing. But if you think about it, I don't know about you, but in Far Cry 4, I found myself using the bow and arrow quite a lot. Not only did it sound satisfying when you stuck someone in the head with an arrow, but it was stealthy. It was fun to use. So I suppose being only able to use bow and arrow and spears and that, I don't know, it fulfills the primal instinct in me, I suppose. But it's fun. There's plenty of wildlife out there, plenty of stuff to want to eat you. So you know the survival part of it is actually a lot harder than Far Cry 4, and the wilderness was pretty damn tough in that one sometimes, with snakes wanting to get you and this, that, and the other. But Far Cry 4, Far Cry Primal, sorry, it is a lot more dangerous because you've got wild animals everywhere. You got coyotes, you got lions, you got bears, you got wolves, saber-tooths, and all sorts that wants to rip your head off and lick out your internal organs. Lucky for you though, in this game you are the Beastmaster. So this means you will be able to tame certain beasts. There are quite a few beasts you can tame, all the way from things like the coyotes, or I think dolls or something they call in this, through to wolves, lions, bears, saber-tooths. And the cool thing is about this game is there's a pecking order. So if you say have a wolf and a dog comes at you, then it's going to be scared of the wolf that you have. So it'll come at you, the wolf will growl at it or whatever, but it'll turn, run with its tail between its legs. Whereas something like a leopard or a tiger is obviously a little higher on the food chain, so that might come and have a go and attack you or your pet. Whereas if you have a lion, for instance, I have a white lion, I think it is in this, which you'll be seeing throughout the video probably. He is above the pecking order of dolls and wolves and that, so you know, and cheetahs. So if they come at you, the lion will go growl at them and say like, come this way any further and I'm going to rip your head off. And it will, you know, they'll turn and run, scampering away, tail between the legs, which is pretty cool. The actual animals' takedowns and kills are pretty amazing. I'm hopefully going to get some footage in here if I can find it of my lion taking down a bear or a deer or something like that, and it is pretty cool actually. You know, it jumps on them, which is fairly realistic. It'll jump on them, roll them over, and then just grab the neck until they're dead. You know, it's pretty gruesome, but good. The game itself is actually pretty gruesome and graphic, which, you know, doesn't bother me. It's actually good. obviously with the graphics being so good, it shows the gore off a bit better. But the pet stuff is pretty good. You can pet them, feed them to heal them, you know, things like that. So it is cool. And if you lose your pet, if it gets killed or fatally injured, you can go and heal it. But if it actually dies, you can just go and tame another one. So it's not too bad. Taming's fairly easy in this. You just throw a bit of meat down, then while they're eating it, you go up to them, press E, and you tame an animal. So it's not too bad. I think certain animals eat the food quicker, so you've got to be pretty quick to tame some of them. But it's good. Weapons wise, the spears and that are pretty cool. The bow, the only shortcoming I found with the bow is when you're trying to aim accurately, it doesn't seem sensitive enough. I don't know whether it's the settings. I mean, I've tried turning up the acceleration, you know, the mouse sensitivity, but when you're aiming, it still seems a little juddery. And I have a Razer Naga mouse, so it's definitely not my DPI. I had no bother in Far Cry 4, so I may need to tinker with that, or I may need to find out why it tends to be a bit jumpy when you're trying to accurately aim. But it's still fun. Still get good headshots. You know, an arrow to the noggin kills you straight away unless they've got a mask on, then it'll just knock the mask off. The reactions and how can I put it? Like ragdoll, I suppose, of the characters is pretty good. Where you hit them with the arrows, where they get injured, etc. You know, they do react quite well to being hit, and fairly realistically. The game itself is huge, same sort of format as Far Cry 4. We have missions to do. This one, you have your base camp or village to erect and modify. So that way, it's going to you know, get you more villagers and try and keep your population going and try and save your clan. So that's pretty cool. You can upgrade the buildings to get more weapons and you know, different perks and things like that. So that's pretty good. So obviously you go out, do your quests and missions and whatnot to do this. The storyline is pretty good. For, you know, 10,000 BC, you have to, you know, try and make sure that your clan survives, which I suppose it would be back in that day. So that's pretty cool. The other parts of the game, like the scenery and the way it plays out, is pretty much the same as Far Cry 4. You can do what you want, go where you want, do the missions any way you want. There's base camps to push the warring faction out. So you know, you'll secure regions, etc., just like the other Far Cry games. You know, so yeah, it's pretty cool. You've got fast traveling, and you know, stuff like that. So all in all, guys, if you want a really cool, different Far Cry game, then it's definitely it. It's the same ingredients as the other Far Cry games, but you get a different end result, which is pretty cool. You know, it's basically Far Cry 4 Neanderthal style, without all the tech and the weapons and stuff, which is pretty cool. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. I highly recommend it, guys. If you love the Far Cry series, then this is definitely one to get and enjoy. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the next Far Cry game will be. This one, I think, came out actually pretty quick, considering when the last one was out. I actually managed to finish the last one before this came out, when I got a date for this arriving. I thought, right, well I better finish 4 before Primal comes out, and then I can move on to Primal with no regrets. So I managed to finish that one off, and that was really good. I enjoyed it. I think this one is going to be even more enjoyable and a lot of fun. So yeah, guys, highly recommend it. Out of 10, I'd give it 8, 9, easy. So I don't really have any problems. The game is very stable, and no crashes. And yeah, pretty cool. So that is a look at Far Cry Primal, guys. If you like the review, have any questions, any comments, chuck them down below. Please give me a thumbs up if you watched this video and liked it. If you haven't already, subscribe. If you found me on a search engine like that, please subscribe. There are many more videos like this to come out, or many other games. And if you want to watch some live streams of me playing with my mates, playing things like The Division or Black Desert Online, things like that, go to my Twitch channel. It is 18 plus rated because language is in there. We do muck around and have a laugh quite a lot, so if you want to come on and watch and join in, by all means, come and join us. Also follow our Twitter and Facebook pages for updates on what is going on with gaming, my machine, and updates of when I'm streaming and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks for watching. Oh, and if you want to build your very own PC, guys, you can use the link, it should be down below, for overclockers, and they will help you out in all your PC needs, anything from a cable to a full-on Oculus ready gaming machine. And if you use the link down below, I will get a tiny percentage of the money. Like if you spend like £1,000, I'd probably get a quid, you know, something like that. But if you want to support the channel, go ahead. My Twitch also has a donations button on there if you want to help support. This shit is not cheap, and I'm getting ready for a PC upgrade, unfortunately. But yep, thanks for watching, guys, and see you around.